Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. My name is Shanna Chong, and this is my first speech at Master Motivators. I've been a Toastmaster since January, and this is my first speech here, so I thought I'd take this opportunity to tell you all a little bit about myself. So I was born and raised in Southern California. I really never lived anywhere else, ever. So I always get surprised when people come up to me and ask me, when did you come to the U.S.? And how old were you? Did you come from China or Taiwan? And I'm like, I was born here. I've never even been to China.
You're vegan.
Yeah, so I was born and raised here. My mom had spent so much time picking out my Chinese name. She went to a Chinese fortune teller and they told her how many strokes you're supposed to have in each character of your name. And she spent so much time picking out my Chinese name, she forgot to pick out my English name. True story. When she was in the hospital, after she gave birth to me, the doctor turned to her and said, what do you want me to put on the birth certificate? And she's like, I don't know. So she called her friend in the family, and she threw out a bunch of names, and finally she's like, Shanna, that sounds good. Let's go with that one. So my name is spelled Shanna with 2 N's, S-H-A-N-N-A. I always have to make this distinction because people do not know how to spell my name, and they do not know how to pronounce my name. Because I get Shauna, Shayna, Shannon, Sharon. One time at Rubio's I got Sharona. Last week was the best. Anthony remembered my name wrong and called me Zena. That was great. That was really awesome. I can add this to my repertoire now, which is much better than Sharona. Much better. So aside from my name giving substitute teachers a difficult time in school I was mostly pretty good. I got good grades all through school. I was one of those shy, quiet Asian kids that got good grades and played the violin. I played the violin. Up until the 8th grade, when I sort of on a whim decided to run for ASB president. And that was a good one. I really enjoyed being in ASB and learning about leadership. And so when I went to high school, I did a lot of extracurricular activities. So my grades were all right for an honors and AP student. So I did all the honors and AP stuff. I was in a million different clubs in high school. And that gave me a big boost when I decided to apply to college. I went to the University of California, San Diego in gorgeous La Jolla, California, which I miss so much. It's so beautiful there, and the weather is fabulous. This heat is killing me. So I was a psychology major. I wanted to be a psychology major sometime in high school. I decided I wanted to be a psychology major. And I wish I had a more interesting story for why I picked my major, but essentially it sounded the most interesting out of all the choices. And I changed my mind a dozen times for what I wanted to do. I had wanted to be a school counselor. I wanted to go to marketing. At some point, I wanted to be PR, and every time I got into an internship or I started volunteering doing that, I decided I hated it. Which is a good thing I did all those internships, because I had wound up going into them without knowing that I would hate my job. So instead of hating my job, I just hated 6 weeks. And then I got my start in event management when during my senior year, part of my student organization put on a conference. I believe we had 300 attendees. And we worked as part of a team. There's about 10 of us putting on the event. So we worked on all different aspects of it. And that's when I realized, this is really fun. I could really do this for a living, because I was the kind of person that could work really hard on something for a while and then kind of slow down, and then work really hard on something for a while and then slow down, as opposed to just grinding away at something. I'm really not good at grinding away at something. So after I graduated, I decided to stick around San Diego and I switched to USD, where they have a professional certificate in event management. I actually only got through half the classes because it's really expensive. And by the way, living in La Jolla, because it's so beautiful, is really expensive as well. So, defeated, I was unable to find a job. I was doing internships that were unpaid, that didn't turn into jobs like I was hoping, because I graduated at the worst possible time.
2001.
The worst possible time. So, defeated, I moved back to Montclair, where I decided I'm going to take this time where I don't have to pay bills, I don't have a mortgage, I don't have any of that kind of thing. Take this time to think about what I want my career to be and how I should proceed. Take this time to reinvent myself. And that brings me to Master Motivators, where I found a community, a network to help me grow professionally and personally. So thank you for welcoming me into this club, and I look forward to my time here. Master.